Thanks for listening to another episode of PSL on the Mic, the City of Port St. Lucie's official podcast. So first, I want to welcome you guys here and say Happy New Year. We're here with Yvonne Grayson and Elijah Wooten, and we're going to talk about business. So it's 2025, and maybe you've always wanted to start a business, but you didn't know how, or you didn't know the processes for the city, or maybe you didn't know if the city was even a good place to start a business. We're going to answer those questions for you today. So before we get started, tell us a little bit about yourselves and what you do here at the city.
Sure.
Ladies first.
So my name is, again, Yvonne Grayson. I am the business tax manager. I've been with the city for 24 and a half years.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes.
All right, we got a veteran here.
Yes.
What do you do in your job as business tax manager?
We register all the businesses that are here in the city of Port St. Lucie.
Okay, pretty basic. What about you now, Elijah?
Sure. Elijah Wooten. I'm the Economic Development Administrator for the city. I joined in 2017.
Okay.
So my role is three parts. When I was first hired, I was the business navigator. So I worked a lot with businesses that were going through the site plan and permitting process.
Okay.
And the corresponding departments to try to help them navigate any issues they had going through the process. And then I moved into economic development. So when the city took possession of the 1,200 acres in tradition, there was an uptick in economic development activities. So I transitioned more into that side of it, working with companies that were coming into the city. Still, they may have had similar issues that our small businesses had with permitting or the site plan process, but then they also would be concerned with the employment base, the average wage, other things that the EDC would help facilitate. And then lastly, is working with small businesses.
Okay, yeah. That's Southern Grove then you were talking about, right?
Correct. Southern
okay.
Grove. Yep.
Awesome. So I'm going to get the big question out of the way. You both can answer it if you'd like. So what makes Port St. Lucie such a great place to open a business, set up shop here?
So the city fosters a pro-business climate with local government initiatives designed to encourage entrepreneurship and encourage small business, home-based businesses, things of that nature, and provide them resources to be able to open up or expand their businesses.
And as far as like economically, the climate here it's booming right now. So does that help as well?
Yeah. I mean, there's been tremendous growth, of course, in the western side of the city, in Southern Grove and Tradition, but actually throughout the city, regarding new housing construction, as well as new shopping plazas and retail outlets, industrial buildings, manufacturing and warehouse. I think what makes Port St. Lucie a great place to do business, as Yvonne mentioned, and you were very pro-business, the city council and city administration are on the same page to try to support and attract, business here to Port St. Lucie. The council definitely wants to make certain that the people that live in the city can work in the city. So there's been an ongoing effort to create job opportunities, higher wage jobs for residents to be employed in the city. And then for some of those larger industries that are moving in, the manufacturing and logistics companies, then we have ample land, versus South Florida is built out, so they really have no place to grow into. And so that's a great place. And then for retailers and restaurants, you have more revenue because as more people came into the city during the pandemic, not just from the Northeast, but from South Florida, those incomes followed, and so there's more disposable incomes to spend at restaurants and shops.
It's like Port St. Lucie's the place to be.
It is.
Yes.
Yvonne, what are some of the basic requirements to starting a business? Like, if I was going to go out there, if I wanted to do this for a long time, what would I have to do, even before coming to the city?
So we always tell individuals to develop a business plan.
Okay.
And that kind of gives them a direction, a layout of their business. And so once they've developed a business plan, then they do a structure plan. And
What's that entail?
So it's deciding whether you'll operate as a sole proprietor, partnership, LLC, corporation, things of that nature.
Okay, is that kind of where if you want to be home-based or something, you would incorporate that into your plan as well?
Yes, absolutely. And then they'd secure a location if they're not going to be home-based. And then that's where Elijah's, before you sign the lease,
We'll
would
talk
come
about that
in.
soon.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then they would arrange their finances. In addition, they would obtain the necessary business tax receipts, licenses, and then get their business insurance.
And after all that is done, that's when they can go and they can come to the city and the county for all those, I guess, permitting and the business tax
Business
receipts.
tax, yes.
Explain that a little bit, because I know we have a new way of doing it, don't
Correct.
we? Yeah.
So our business tax are online. So an applicant can go online 24 hours a day and make the application for their business tax receipt. The tax receipt is not a license. It's a tax payable to the city annually in order to engage in business here.
Okay, that was my next question. Many
Yes.
people might not even know what a business tax
Yes.
is. And is there a website that they can go to?
Absolutely. Our website is cityofpsl.com/business tax.
Okay, and everything's pretty much laid out there for you. It's easy, and they can call or email
Absolutely.
if they have any questions.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Now, Elijah, you spoke a little bit about what you do earlier. You're kind of like, I want to call you like that, like a liaison between
Yes.
like the EDC and the chamber. Talk about those relationships and how they benefit our entrepreneurs and small business owners, because I know that they do a lot. We work a lot with Teresa
Yeah.
and Pete over at the EDC.
Sure. So the city works with the Chamber of Commerce. They have a small business assistance program, and so what they do is work with businesses at the front end before they actually speak with Yvonne and other staff members that are considering, Port St. Lucie. A number of members of the chamber have done a lot of work, in the city. They're civil engineers, developers, land use attorneys, as well as business services. So they're familiar with how the city operates and can kind of give advice to business owners as they're coming into the process. If they do run into roadblocks, they can also facilitate those discussions with the departments, try to resolve issues to get the business up and operational. And also, when I first started in 2017, the Chamber, along with the EDC, began what's called the Development Review Task Force. And that group looks at development-related issues and challenges and, brings that forward to the city manager and his department directors to kind of work through, those issues are, again, it's a very pro-business city, understanding, however, that for businesses that are new to the area or businesses that aren't familiar with the process, that they may have assumptions from where they came from, and we may have a different way of doing
Right,
this.
might not be the same here. Sure.
Right. So these are ways to kind of resolve those issues and get them to the process so they can be up, and operational. And then for the Economic Development Council, or EDC, they are the group that we work with that are attracting larger companies and retaining larger businesses in the city. They work closely, with myself as well as Jen Davis and the CRA to help bring business to Southern Grove. And my touch points vary. It's initially in the front end, as they're presenting to the city council requested incentives that the company is asking for to expand or relocate here. I present those with council approval, and then as they go through the process, we bring additional approvals to the council for the different incentives that are being offered. And then once those are approved, once the business is open, then I do monitor their employment because these are multi-year agreements on the back end. So I think both are a great resource, to businesses, both small and large. And again, they're great partners to work with the city.
They definitely are.
Yeah.
Once a business is up and running, we promoted this a lot during the holidays, the open business platform.
Great.
Talk about that, because I think a lot of people don't really understand what it's about and how it can actually help promote their businesses.
Sure. So interesting, during the pandemic, we were approached by a group that provided complimentary directories, because as you recall, during the pandemic, certain businesses were forced to close, certain were allowed to remain open, and so the residents didn't really know where to go and who would be open, who would be closed. And so as a service, they did provide Open for Business to identify businesses that were open. We've continued that to create more directory. And so for businesses in Port St. Lucie that have a current business tax receipt, they can have a free listing in Open for Business. So in addition to the contact information, they can put sales and promotions on their listing. If they're hiring, they can also take applications or have applications available. They can also include, this is more to the pandemic era, but still, if they had curbside pickup or different operating hours for special groups, they can also put all that on Open for Business. So it's a way to promote, a business. It's also where businesses can put in their own website and social media accounts to link back to their open for business listing. So it's a great way for residents to know, what's in the city, as well for staff. So if there are departments that are looking to procure
Right.
goods and services, they can use that as well to understand the businesses that are available in
And
Port St.
it's
Lucie.
it's 100% free.
Yep.
And I'm going to put it in the show notes, but the business actually has to input this stuff into the app or the website, right?
So we provide a list to Blue Dot. That's the group that
Blue Dot,
puts
right,
Open
right.
for Business. So they do have a list of businesses that are in the city. However, the business owner would need to still
Okay.
go in and populate their listing so that it's a little more rich when residents come to view their section of the page. But then also we coordinate closely with business tax. So when we do get new inquiries, we just want to make certain that they do have a business tax receipt. If they don't, we just tell them to finish that process and come back to apply, for Open for Business.
There's a rewards program too for people who frequent those businesses, right?
Yeah, so a new program we launched, I believe, last year was Open Rewards. And again, we are looking to have the residents patronize local businesses. And so it's an app-based program that they would download. And as they go to businesses that are in commercial locations, they can take a picture of their receipts, which ties to their account, and then they can redeem those however they paid. So
Right.
if it was a debit or credit card or cash payment, then they can, request those redemptions, as they stack up into their account. But it's easy for the merchant. There's no point of sale system or training you have
Okay,
to do.
good. Yeah.
It's pretty seamless, and it's app-based, and so everyone's available to use it.
Yeah, and it's a way for our residents and visitors even to go and frequent our local small businesses, which
Yes.
is always a great thing. The Pathway to Business Expo was yesterday. I was trying to get you guys in a little bit earlier, but we promoted that, and it went really well. What's the goal of that? And I know you guys work together on it too.
So the city's goal is to provide this platform for entrepreneurs and business owners to be able to get the resources and the tools that they need in order to thrive or start their business. So this Pathway to Business allows those applicants to come in and talk one-on-one to the state regulatory agencies
Right.
and get that face-to-face contact to obtain the information that they need in order to start or expand their business.
So there are a ton of organizations there, government, local.
Correct.
How did everything go? Was it?
It was well received by our community-based businesses. They enjoy that one-on-one
Yeah.
where they can get their specific questions answered.
You're going to do that every year, right?
Every January, the
Okay.
expo will be going on at the community center.
Okay, awesome. And I know there's some training programs too for small business owners, entrepreneurs. We kind of touched on it a little bit with the Before You Sign the Lease program, which I think has been flourishing. Everything's usually, there's like tons, it's sold out. Well, it's free, but
Yeah.
it's always booked up.
Right.
Talk about those because there's also the Business Accelerator program with IRSC, I believe.
correct.
And then there's business tax workshops. So guys, if you're a small business owner here at PSL, there's tons of ways, there's tons of training and stuff. Talk about those.
Sure. So Before You Sign a Lease, it's a program we started a couple of years ago. It's a quarterly series of workshops that are offered to new and existing businesses that are considering a commercial location. So we have the Chamber of Commerce. Again, they give an overview of their small business assistance program. Our planning and zoning department, talks about zoning and use and what businesses need to understand when they're looking at a location, first to confirm what they want to do can be done there, or if it requires city council approval.
Okay.
And then our building department also speaks to the interior. So once it's been approved by planning and zoning, when you get into the physical space, there might be additional requirements based on the type of use that you have that now require you to renovate that space.
Okay.
Which sometimes businesses aren't aware of. Great example, you may have someone who's going into a space that was previously a beauty salon.
Okay.
And they would open a beauty salon. And so for the use perspective, that's fine. Planning and zoning, approved that location previously, for a beauty salon. However, they want to add now a nail tech. Well, now because of the fumes from the nail polish, the building department may require now they put a ventilation system in, which they may not have been aware of. And
Right,
so,
they might not know that.
Right. So, this kind of educates them on the process, lets them speak to staff, early on so they can make an educated decision and understand, hey, maybe this isn't the right location, because now it's going to cost me X number of dollars or X amount of time. Maybe I need to look for something that's more feasible for my business. So this is something that we do quarterly. And then business tax also makes a presentation, kind of buttoning up the overall presentation, because it kind of steps the business owner through the business tax application process. And then, as Yvonne mentioned earlier, it also speaks to other things beyond just obtaining a business tax, the importance of business plans, insurance, other things you need to successfully operate a business. So that will be on January 28th, which is Tuesday, from 11:30 to 1. And it'll be here at the Building Department Training Room.
Building B. Okay.
Yep, Building B.
Yep, we'll advertise about. And then I think it's like January, April, July, October, around those, but it's like it's you said quarterly.
Yeah,
so
quarterly.
Okay. What about the IRSC connection that we have?
Sure. So the Business Accelerator Program is a program that's sponsored by Indian River State College School of Continuing Education. It's a 10-week course where the city sponsors the course. So for businesses that want to attend, it's only $25.
Wow, that's great.
For 10
that's
weeks,
awesome.
I know. And they meet on Wednesday evenings from 6 to 9.
Okay.
It's a hybrid course, so it's in person as well as virtual. And so they cover, social media, marketing, bookkeeping, also networking. It was a new module that we added to the course. So it's kind of the building blocks of what each business would need. A lot of them are home-based businesses or younger companies that are going into commercial locations, but still the information is germane regardless. And so at the mid part of the course, we do provide applications to businesses that are in the city. We do have a small business grant that reimburses up to $5,000.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, and that can be used for purchase supplies and inventory, advertising and marketing, employee training, and professional services. And at the end of the course, they make a presentation to a judges panel, and Yvonne is one of our judges.
All right, I hope you're not too harsh on them.
No.
Don't take that for it. But it's not as tough as Shark Tank, but it is.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
It's a good opportunity for them to kind of hone their presentation skills, their elevator pitch, make a concise presentation if you're in the market for funding or investment, and then at the tail end, we kind of have a networking event for them to meet not only their fellow students and instructors, but also prior participants in the Business Accelerator Program. And so that actually starts next Wednesday, the 15th.
Okay.
And registration is still open.
So what other resources are available, maybe on the state and federal level, that can help our local business owners here?
So the city does have agreements with like the Florida Small Business Development Center.
Okay.
They do offer a number of workshops in a variety of topics. In addition to the workshops, they also have specialists that are consultants that work with businesses. So if you need, assistance with finance or business planning, they have consultants that specialize in that, or social media or marketing. And a lot of it's free and available to businesses, either in person or virtually. And again, they're located at the IRSC Pruitt campus in St. Lucie West.
Okay.
Also, the Minority Business Development Agency Business Center, or MBDA, also provides training and business counseling, and so we do have consultants in Port St. Lucie to assist minority business owners.
Okay,
as well.
great.
And again, they kind of mirror the SBDC, where
Sure.
the majority of it is free or a nominal cost. Treasure Coast SCORE also provides business mentorship. You have an agreement with them to kind of work with business owners. They can do counseling as well, but they're kind of executives or former entrepreneurs who've retired, but they want to give back, and so they want to share their expertise.
And that's Treasure Coast SCORE.
Treasure Coast
Because I've never
SCORE.
heard of that before. Okay.
Yeah, so, through the Small Business Administration, or SBA, they do have technical assistance programs, and so locally you'll have groups like, SCORE, the Small Business Development Center, the Women Business Center, that kind of fall under that umbrella. And then through the Department of Commerce, they also have technical assistance. And so the Minority Business Development Agency then has business centers that also help minority businesses. And so we work with those groups. I actually meet monthly with them as well to kind of share notes on what types of programs are happening here in the city, and then try to help get that out to the businesses.
Awesome. Now, these resources, do you have to have, I know for some of them you had to have a business tax. Can you not have all of this? Can you just go to these seminars and training sessions if you think you want to start a business? You don't have to have that business tax yet?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Now, do you guys have any tried and true advice for people who want to set up shop here, especially in this growing city?
For our office, we always encourage our prospective business owners to research the area,
Okay, that's a good idea.
find out demographics, look for demand for that type of product or service,
Okay.
Get involved with the community, and network their business.
How about you, Elijah? Any advice?
Sure. Well, kind of piggyback on what Yvonne said. One of the other programs that the Chamber offers through their Small Business Assistance Program is an online platform called Size Up. And so, businesses are able to go in, enter the type of business that they're opening, and it actually populate information on other businesses in the area, incomes that they're paying.
Okay.
As they're conducting their research. And then also, other agencies that I spoke of, they can also help them in fine-tuning their marketing plan or business plan as they're kind of doing their fact-finding before, opening a business. I think it's encouraging and it's exciting to open a business. I think what we try to encourage businesses to do, however, is to just, before you get into financial and legal, issues,
Right.
understand what you're doing. A lot of these resources are free, and we have a great team here at the city,
Yes.
likewise, that is willing to work with them, help them understand the process. That way, they go in with their eyes open to understand what it takes, what it costs, and they're not surprised. And the challenge, for small business in particular, it's you have somebody who put their life savings on the line.
Right.
And it can go away if they didn't understand they had to spend so much money to go through the process. So we definitely want them to maximize, the resources that are available and talk to staff. We have a great team here at the city. They can definitely help you out.
Yeah, I'm so happy that we have all these programs for our prospective and current and future business owners. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Where can people, let's remind people again where they can find information for either one of you.
So the city's website is a great resource and tool to use. So the website is cityofpsl.com. And they can do /business tags or economic development.
Okay, I think we just /business too probably gets you to run the gamut of everything.
Yes.
Well, I think we hit on everything here, but is there anything else you guys want to add that we might have missed?
Well, no, we just appreciate the opportunity to speak with you here and talk to our small business owners. Definitely encourage them to grow here in the city, consider the city. It's a great opportunity for new and existing businesses, and it's a welcoming community. It's a lot of good energy here in Port St. Lucie,
Yes.
and it's a great place to do business and live.
It is.
It is.
So we're going to jump into our 10 questions, which I think you guys hopefully have some cool answers for. But thank you for taking time out. I know this was kind of like last minute, so thank you so much for spending time with us to talk about our businesses here in the city. So we'll do like ladies first, but this is just a way for our listeners and watchers to get to know our city staff. We're not all robots, and we're actually very nice people who have great lives to live. So we'll just jump right in. So Yvonne, what's your favorite food?
So I'm Jamaican cuisine. So
Oh, yummy.
oxtail and rice and peas are my go-to food.
Oh, that sounds so good. What about you, Elijah?
Soul food, Southern cuisine.
Okay.
Yeah. Ribs, fried chicken, collard greens,
Ribs, yeah.
mac and cheese. Go on.
What about your favorite movies?
Oh, I hate to show my age, but Purple Rain will always be
Oh,
my
wow.
very favorite movie. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Cool. For me, Star Wars. The original.
The
OG,
original Star Wars.
OG Star Wars.
1977.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
What about your favorite hobby? What do you guys like to do outside of business?
So I am a grandmother,
Aw.
and so I like spending time with my grandchildren, and I also ride a motorcycle.
What kind of motorcycle?
It's a Harley. Yeah.
Impressive.
See Yvonne ride through PSL? I
Yes.
love it.
Yes.
You wear a helmet, right?
I do wear a
Okay,
helmet.
good.
I do encourage everyone to wear a helmet.
Yes, ma'am. What about you, Elijah?
Hobbies. I definitely love spending time with the family, listening to jazz music, watching movies, playing video games.
Awesome. What about your favorite singers and bands?
I love reggae music. Barris Hammond is one of my favorite artists that I love to hear.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Again, I'll probably date myself, but in terms of artists, in terms of one that was more influential for me was Michael Jackson. Actually, when I was in high school,
Everybody
and
loves MJ.
Yeah.
college, I did talent shows and won a couple, impersonating Michael Jackson doing some of his.
Saw a moonwalk of yours once before, so awesome. And do either one of you have a favorite book?
I don't have a favorite book, but I do like to read the Bible.
Okay,
Yeah.
that counts.
That is a favorite book,
Yes.
I should say.
Yeah, it's the same for me. I mean, and an interesting thing, that I can read the same verse this year, and then next year read the same verse, and it's totally different because what
Has a different meaning to you.
different
Yeah.
reflection.
Yep.
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 Yeah.
How about your favorite holidays?
Does my birthday count as a holiday?
Of course.
So it would be my birthday.
All right, I love that. Elijah?
Definitely Christmas.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
what that-
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. No one
Yeah.
said their birthday, and we
Yeah.
should celebrate
That is
that.
true.
Absolutely.
Elijah had one yesterday. Hey, happy
Thank you.
birthday!
Thank you very much.
How about your favorite places to visit?
Oh, my. Disney World.
Okay.
Isn't that everybody's favorite? It's the
happiest place on earth?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I've traveled and gone to places that I've enjoyed, but I think to Yvonne's point, my childhood memories are Disney.
Disney
And
World.
actually, I used to work at Disney as a college intern. So.
Oh, cool.
wow. Place.
Did you wear the Mickey Mouse hat or anything?
No, I was in Future World.
Oh, okay.
Selling plushies and T-shirts.
Oh, okay. You were still working there, though. How about your favorite desserts?
I am anything red velvet.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yummy. Okay.
anything.
Red velvet and carrot cake. Yeah, those are.
All right, carrot cake's great. And your favorite TV shows, if any?
I'm an ID kind of girl.
Okay.
So anything on ID.
All right.
Yeah.
Elijah?
You know what I mean? It's interesting when you. TV is so different now.
I know.
I stream a lot of
Like,
stuff.
what's your favorite streaming? Is
Oh,
what I should
yeah.
say, your
So
streaming show.
Right now, I'm into the Squid Game, season.
Oh,
2.
yeah, the new season just came out.
Yeah.
I'm watching old sitcoms for some reason, and I have no idea why, but I started The Wonder Years. I was watching The Facts of Life the other
Oh,
day.
my
We're
gosh.
dating ourselves here,
Yeah.
but it's
Comfort food.
okay. It's all
Comfort
right.
food. Yeah, there you go.
And exactly. Our last question, your favorite colors?
Purple.
I love purple.
And red.
Purple and red. Ooh, purple for Prince, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yvonne, Elijah, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. I hope our listeners and watchers learned a lot, and I'll have all this information in the show notes for them. So come start a business here in PSL because we're here for you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.